If you're in your 20s, maybe these are some things you're working through. If you're in your 30s, maybe these are some things that you brought into your 30s. Let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts and your feedback on some of this. Hi, friends and family. Welcome back. I am about to turn 30 in just about a week, probably under a week when you see this. And I just wanted to reflect on not only some things from my 20s. I know I made the video a few weeks back about mistakes I made in my 20s, but now I really want to talk about everything that I'm bringing into my 30s. Kind of like a little bit of life lessons I've learned over the last 29 years, but also things that I'm enthusiastically excited about bringing into 30. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing I'm bringing into my 30s is self-confidence. I have spent so much of my life not liking myself, or only half liking myself, or wanting to be someone else. In the last 3 years of my life, I have done a lot of work to actually have self-confidence that's rooted in so many things. It's not just rooted in what I look like or the job that I do or what I provide for other people, but it's rooted in who I actually am as a person and the essence of me. And it took me a long time to get here. I'm really excited to bring that into my 30s and see how that continues to grow. The ability to give myself grace. Yeah, so much of my life, my 20s especially, I spent not knowing how to give myself a break, not knowing how to truly give myself grace. I finally have understood what that looks like for me, and I'm really, really excited to see what that looks like in my 30s. Just cultivating a practice of giving myself grace when I need it. Saying no. What a concept. As a former people pleaser, it has been a journey to learning how to get to saying no. And I'm excited because with each passing day, each passing month, I grow that muscle even stronger. Just honoring that and not feeling any shame or guilt around it. Taking accountability. This is a big one. I think I've always had the seeds of this, of wanting to stay accountable and take responsibility for ways that I've fallen short. But I think going into 30, I'm really taking accountability for everything. All of the ugly things, the things that I might not be as proud of, the things that might incite a little guilt in me, but that I know that I'm accountable for. And it's a practice that's really transformed me and also just allowed me to see that everyone has flaws, everyone makes mistakes, and all I can do is be radically accountable for the things that I do and move forward from there and learn lessons from it and do better. And it's really important to be able to stare the ugly parts of yourself in the face, the ways that you might not have responded the best, the ways that you might have hurt someone, and take accountability for that. It not only makes you better as a person, but it also makes your relationships stronger, your friendships stronger, your family interactions, your family connections stronger. And I think overall it's just such a great practice. Being truly comfortable with being alone. Now, y'all, I'm an only child, so I have definitely been comfortable with being alone, but I think I'm really comfortable with being alone now, and I'm grateful for that because it allows me to enjoy things a lot more instead of wishing that someone was there with me, wishing that I had a partner. I think sometimes that yearning takes away from you just living in the present moment. In the last year, especially, I have had so many beautiful, sacred moments alone that I wouldn't trade for the world. And it's made me realize how important that time is and how close you can get to yourself when there's no one else around. Financial responsibility has been another big thing for me. Not that I was financially irresponsible, but I think in my early 20s, I didn't have that much to manage and I wasn't managing it well. And now I think I have a better idea of planning for the long term and actually saying, okay, this is what I want. How do we build up to that? How do we build habits and budgets? I built a savings, which I never had in my early 20s. And there's just so many things that have allowed me to future-proof myself a bit more because I am actually being financially responsible and not just giving in to like everything that I want to do in the spur of the moment or everything that I want to buy in the spur of the moment. Also, I'm definitely leaning away from consumerism. I have leaned a lot away from just getting caught up in the whirlwind of buying things. Overall, it's helped me to see the value of more things by buying less. So I'm very happy about and proud about that one. Healthier habits when it comes to movement and exercise. It's pretty self-explanatory, but never stop moving. That's what I've learned. And I've also just learned what I enjoy doing in terms of exercise, what I don't enjoy doing. And I really have started to carve out a practice of exercise and really incorporating it into my day-to-day, which I never did. I've always been very sporadic about my exercise regimen or lack thereof. And I understand how valuable it is because I'm getting older. This body isn't getting any younger either, and it's changing, and just staying moving, staying active makes me feel better. And it gives back to my body. And I think that that is so important. A deep understanding of what being vulnerable looks like and feels like, and deconstructing a lot of the shame around that. It's easy to say that you enjoy being vulnerable, that you love vulnerability. It's a lot harder in practice to actually be vulnerable. So I think I've learned how to break down the shame of being vulnerable when it doesn't go right, when people don't react the way that I want them to. And it's really pushed me to understand what vulnerability actually is at its core and how to practice that regularly. A deep understanding that I'm not late, I'm right on time. The girls that get it, get it. There's no way you can be late for anything in your life. You will always be right on time. And instead of trying to rush all of these things that I want to do, that I want to see, experience, etc., I need to bring action and allow action to meet opportunity when it's the right time. And I have learned that in so many big ways over the last year. What's meant for me will be for me. I don't need to worry about what anyone else is doing, what anyone else has done, what they have, whatever. If it's meant for me, it will get to me at the right time. And I just have to trust that and know that. The knowing that I can do hard things if I want to. And if I don't want to, that's also okay. I have every right to not to want to do hard things all the time. In my early 20s especially, I would push myself to do hard things or things that did not feel good at all and arguably weren't aligned just for the sake of the struggle, which is not giving. We all know, right? We're gonna struggle. Ups and downs, life is what it is. But just being okay with doing hard things and putting in the work for things that you want, but also simultaneously being able to evaluate what's worth that work and what's not, and cutting out what isn't worth it, because you don't have to do something that isn't worth it just to do it, just to struggle through, just to say that you beat something or did something that you didn't even want to do in the first place. I have so much higher standards when it comes to dating and relationships, and I have also kind of decentered, I would say, romantic relationships. That has allowed me to not push it. Instead of wanting and yearning so bad to have a partner and imagining this romance that may or may not exist, I'm letting it be and I'm letting it come organically. And I also have so much higher standards to the point where I'm not gonna settle for less just to be in a partnership. I have entertained people that I knew I didn't want to be with or had standards that I knew were lower, and I did it because I did yearn for that in my life. And now I've decentered that so far that I'm just when it comes, it will come and it will happen organically, and I don't even have to press it. Better ways to be a real friend and family member. Things like checking in more often, responding in a timely manner to texts and returning calls, things that I used to be pretty bad at, not gonna lie. I'm known as a bad texter. I am so bad about calls. This last year of my life, I've realized that it really is the people that matter above everything and anything. I wanna make sure that I am pouring into the people that I love and care about, and they know that, and they feel my care and my love for them. And I'm actually pouring into them intentionally. Also making space for them intentionally and showing up for them when it matters. I think this is really big, and I know there's a lot of conversations that I've heard around this before in a number of mediums and platforms, but showing up for people makes a difference. And sometimes it can make a grave difference. It can be a matter of life or death. It can be a matter of just anything, danger and safety. Like, you have to show up for your people when it matters, and just in general. And I've really understood deeply how much of an impact showing up for my people has. Always, if I can, want to show up for the people that I love because they deserve that. And that's what being loving and caring is about. And that's what making space for people is about. And I would never want anyone that I love and care about to doubt that I'm there for them or that I love them. Understanding that my best is and always will be enough, and I can want to become better, right? Like, that's a good thing. I'm not saying that everything I do is perfect, but being okay with trying my hardest and knowing that I tried my hardest and knowing that that's also enough, and I can work on being better next time. But what I have right now, that's okay. And I can offer all of that. It might not be my enough tomorrow or next week or next month or next year, but it's my enough now, and that's all that matters. And really being able to trust in myself and know that I am offering my enough, so that if things fall short, at least I can know that I did all that I could do. And that kind of leads me to my last point, which is I have learned to, and I am taking into my 30s, that I am okay with being messily me. Making mistakes, learning, being goofy, being weird, showing people who I am instead of who I think they want me to be, which is another big thing for me. Really letting go of the desire to be liked at all costs, changing myself or how I'm perceived to fit into that mold of who I think other people want me to be. Instead of that, I am bringing gratitude into my 30s for the people that do see me for me and that do honor me authentically as I am. I accept that anyone else that doesn't, no matter how bad I want them to be in my life, doesn't deserve to be in my life. And that just is what it is. I think it's so easy to get caught up in knowing that you want to be the person that someone else wants, and you cut corners and you stop showing your real self. There's just parts of you that get lost in the crossfire. And the more you lean into really being your authentic, your messy self, your crazy self, your funny self, your goofy self, your imperfect self, the more you'll find out who really does love you for you and who's there for you. And those people will uplift you in being yourself. And everyone else can fall to the sidelines. No matter how bad you want someone to be in your life, if they don't want or love or care for you as you are, it doesn't matter. And you should really let them go no matter how bad it hurts. So now that I have thrown you my 15 things that I'm bringing into my 30s, I hope that was enlightening. I hope it was relatable, and maybe my 20s babies and my 30s babies can relate. People that are older, drop some stuff that you brought into your 30s. Drop some stuff that you brought into the last year of your life. Are there any realizations about yourself that you've come to recently? I feel like I'm literally in a stage of metamorphosis right now, and it's so tough but so beautiful at the same time. And I'm so grateful for this stage of my life because I'm able to look back, look into the present, and look into my future and really shape myself into someone that honors the little girl in me, but also honors who I know I can be in the future. And I think that's really beautiful. Thank y'all for holding this space for me, even digitally. And I love y'all, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.